This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Drew Cady of whatever you want to call it at Oxford. I mean, football, soccer, what basketball, baseball, you name it, he does it.
All
How
of
are
the
you, buddy?
above. All of the above. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Um, what has your year been like for you?
Staying busy. Staying busy as much as possible. Between a great fall season, with football program and the soccer program. It took a lot of my time, a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of sweat, but we made it out, made it through it, and got some pretty cool things on the way there. Got a OAA championship, repping. And then got to play in the Final Four for soccer, and then got to be recognized as an all-state soccer player. So, fall was great, and now you just lead that great fall into a great winter. Which basketball is starting off hot, 6-0, and just trying to stay busy as much as I can.
So let's talk about what do you want to start with? Soccer or football? You get to pick.
Oh, let's go soccer. We'll start with
Okay.
soccer.
Um, what a run you guys had there. I mean, just to come up, I believe to get as far as you did. What was that like just for you? And I mean, for the first time in your high school career, you did it without your brother.
Yeah. Um, I'd be lying if I said it didn't feel great because like there's points in time where I was in my freshman year and I couldn't imagine playing without my brother. We had a game up in Frankenmuth and I remember we lost 3-1, and I cried after the game because I was so upset like my brother wasn't there, and I thought I could handle everything on my own, and I really couldn't. And but now I get to my senior year, and I've played 3 years with him now, with the 3 years before, and I get to my senior year, and I'm like, well, is this going to be a repeat of Frankenmuth? And then next thing you know, we're taking off and um, going going at the record that we had, which I mean is still crazy because knowing the fact that I've only lost that my senior year, especially in those fall seasons, I only had uh what was our record in football? 7-2.
Yeah.
We were
Let's
because we were because we lost Eisenhower. Oh no, we were 3,
yeah. Yeah.
6-3.
Yep.
So
7-3.
7-3 or 7-4 total.
Yeah, 7-4.
So 7-4 in football, and then I think we were 12-1 and like 8 in soccer. So
A lot of ties.
yeah, a lot of ties, but like just knowing the fact that in my senior fall season, I only lost uh
Ties.
6 times. 6 times. Like that's just a great feeling to know. I mean, like going through the regular season of soccer and you only lose one game, like you're going to be upset because this is not the norm. And then, you go on a deep playoff run and like that's where everybody's playing their best ball, right? Like you got to be playing your best and you got to be on your best, and to make it to the final four against a great team in Detroit Catholic Central, and um being able to play Byron Center. I mean, those are two great teams, and you know it happens it happened the way it happened, losing in penalties. But um, I there's no way I'd rather wanted to go out. Living and dying on my brother, and whether those guys have success or I'm still gonna love those guys for the rest of my life. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the team and happy with the way we performed throughout the entire year.
And then if you thought soccer was crazy, football was probably even crazier.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Football was awesome this year. I really can't. I really couldn't imagine another year like that. I mean, I had a lot of doubt, like self doubt going into the year because, I was kind of nervous. This is the first time I'm stepping into my brother's shoes, sort of. So having that kind of fear, I guess, of like not living up to what I'm supposed to be. But then like just the team taking each other and building each other up was amazing to see. And having the opportunity to go to two playoff games is kind of crazy to realize, and especially my going from my sophomore year where I was 1-8 on a 1-8 football team, and then going to a 7-4 football team is absolutely crazy, and going to a district final. So having that experience, and it'll just lead right into college, and having that kind of pressure put on me, I can't wait for it.
Yeah. So, kind of tell me about like just the craziness so far because you've only had like three, you've only been, it's been like three dealing with going to soccer and football, trying to pick which one. And plus now you're all by yourself doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So like right now it's actually very compared to what it was in the fall, it's actually very calm. It's very calm for me. Um, our basketball practices are 5 to 7, compared to my usual where I'm right after school from 3 to 6, and then immediately following that I have soccer practice at 6:30 to 8:30 or 7 to 9, whatever it is. So having that lift off is that lift from my shoulders really really nice. Um, but then having 5 to 7 practice is a ton of fun. I get to hang out with our trainers, Doug and Miss Lauren, who I absolutely love, and they're always very welcoming, and they teach me things around the training room, just to kind of make sure if I'm ever put in a situation where I'm in college and I don't know what to do, I can relate back to their training that they've given to me, and just they're helping me stay focused on my goals, and making sure I'm not sore and not lacking in certain areas of my body. So they definitely helped me out with that, and I really couldn't be more thankful for them because they allow me to take naps inside of their trainers' rooms as well. So
Yeah.
that usually pretty helps.
Yeah. So, okay. So now that obviously obviously the fall is out of the way and stuff like that, and can just what was this last fall season like for playing multiple sports? Because yeah, obviously you're continuing on to play sports. We'll get to that in a minute. Um, but what was it like to win the conference? Many people thought that it was it was not going to be. Many people thought you wouldn't do that, but you did. Obviously,
Mhm.
the hat that you're wearing kind
Oh
of
yeah.
solidifies that.
Yep.
But
It was to be a part of that team and be a part of the first OAA champion team. Um, is a feeling like no other. I'll be honest. Like in reality, I walked in my sophomore year after going 1-8. There was a lot of thoughts on my mind saying, "Man, I'm stuck here. I'm stuck at this. I'm stuck at the low points. I'm stuck on a losing football team." And but next thing you know, like through through team bonding, through practices, through late nights, through conditioning on Sundays, we got to the point where we were, and being with those guys for so long, just being with those guys and being able to win that championship just felt great. And the most important thing was bringing it back home to Oxford, um, because a lot of people around the town, they had doubts in us. Even like they were like, "Man, you guys should just drop down to the white. Like you guys be so much more successful." And next thing you know, it's kind of nice to just kind of show them who we are, like show them that we're not a team that's just going to back down just because we have a couple of down years. So um, just having that feeling where we can say like, yeah, well, you can't move us down now. You know what I mean? So kind of having that little swagger to it is just it's a nice feeling to have.
yeah, so to come off that and to have the soccer season that you did, what will you remember most from this fall season?
Um, there's gonna be a lot of people that I remember and a lot of moments that I'm gonna remember. Probably one of my favorite moments is definitely probably the regional final for soccer. Going to penalties against Detroit Catholic Central, um, and us winning. Never forget that moment in my life. And then I gotta think, I gotta go to football. I mean, Between setting the school record for longest field goal was one of my greatest memories that I have now. And Coach Line has instilled in me that I cannot pick my favorite memory from a losing football game. So um, my favorite memories from that Harper Woods game where I hit a 53-yard field goal. Shout out Luke Johnson. Shout out Johnny Corcoran for snapping and holding for me, and the big guys up front for blocking for me. But having that over my brother is one of the greatest feelings ever. And then not only that, to come back the next possession and catch a touchdown was pretty nice too. And um, so kind of all four of my touchdowns, well, just two this year, but two last year. Those will never be forgotten. And having that feeling of kicking points, and there's not much that can beat that. So, but other than that, it's just the guys that you're around. I mean, Jack Hendricks, love that kid to death. I'll do anything for that guy. Eli Carpenter, Jake Champagne, Luke Johnson. Go to the soccer team. Coltrane Hudson, Nolan Mauser, Max Myron, Tony Jabaro, Jack Barachi, Ryan Clark, Ryan Peach. I will do anything for the flag.
Don't forget anybody.
Yeah. But I love those guys, and I do the world for them. So I'm just glad I got to have such a successful seasons with those guys, and I was just so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. What does football mean to you?
Football holds a special place in my heart because of honestly my dad. My dad. We started off as soccer players, and we were soccer through and through, and then our dad comes in. He was always a football coach, and we were always hanging around the field. And next thing you know, we're in sixth and seventh grade, and we're getting ready to go kick and go play running back. So I would have to say my dad. I mean, that's what makes football special for me. Having the opportunity to kind of show off what my dad has been able wanting to see is kind of awesome. And then having the ability to give it to the people who need it, you know, like there's a lot of people in the world that kind of just need football as a gateway. Having that opportunity to give the little kids in Oxford just the opportunity to like say that they got a high five from one of the varsity kids. So just having that surreal feel of affecting so many kids without even knowing it is a great feeling.
Right. Okay, so we know the hat you're wearing is the championship hat, but the shirt that you're wearing is where you're heading next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can point wait, there it is, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You can point to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Northwood next year. I'm super duper excited about that. It's Northwood is the kind of one of the play they were my first offer. But they've made it feel like home. Coach B and Coach Arnold are really some special guys, and I can't wait. Like just the way they conduct their business at Northwood and the way they run their football program, between special teams is kind of one in a million. I mean, Coach Arnold's been there for 20 plus years now, so he knows what he's doing, and Coach Buer's building up the program. So, and with the recruiting class that we're having this year, I'm excited to see what things come because, um, Northwood's a phenomenal school, not just as a football school, but as a school educational place as well. So the opportunity to grow my world in business, and be able to get my master's in 4 years possibly, is a great thing for me. And because you never know what happens, right? Everybody's got to hang up the cleats at some point, but if I can go to Northwood and go have some great seasons, I'm all for it, as well as getting my degree. So that was the big thing. But I can't be more thankful for Coach Buer and Coach Arnold for giving me the opportunity to go to Northwood. But I'm looking forward to the next four because, man, I think there's something special brewing at Northwood. Just like I said it this year, just like I said it at the beginning of the year, I think Oxford was something up and coming, and I think Northwood's up and coming as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, Drew, we still have, obviously you still have more of your senior year left to go. We'll have to have you on again to recap the entire year because it is
Absolutely.
yeah, because it's there's still more to talk about. But Drew, thanks for the time as always. Congrats on
Absolutely.
a great year so far. Have a good holiday and we will talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas.